It's the Eagle Community Television Forum with your host, Gary Shorman.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Forum here on Eagle Community Television. We're talking about running, and not only that, but it's one of the most fun runs that you can do here. And our guest is Lindsey Smith, and she is Executive Director of the Komen Race for the Cure. And you know what, Susan? There is a fun race coming up. When I talk about fun, 1,600 people signed up for the first one in Hayes. It was an exciting race last year.
It absolutely was an exciting race, and we're ready to do it again on May 10th this year, and we're excited. We can't wait.
Well, you know, last year it was the first year that the race was run here, and we'll talk about history in just a little bit. But for the first time ever to have that many people out celebrating and because there's several things you do during this race, but it was a fun event and a lot of people went for that 5K run.
Absolutely. We have a competitive and a non-competitive 5K, and what it's really about is celebrating survivorship and remembering those that we've lost to breast cancer. That's why we do what we do. Is we're racing to find the cure for breast cancer, but really celebrating those people that are fighting that battle and just letting them know that we're fighting along with them.
Well, that was probably one of the touching moments last year was when you have the breast cancer survivors that show up, and that's why you're doing this race, is to raise money for that group. But to see those that have gone through the process and have survived, it's really one of those things that's uplifting for anybody that is tackling the problem right now.
Absolutely, and we have a survivor breakfast that honors those survivors that register for the race, and they can bring a guest with them, and it'll start at 8:30 that morning, and it'll just be a drop-in, and they can do the races and then come and drop in and just share breakfast with fellow survivors. And I think it's special because many of them have not ever been with 100 plus survivors, and it's encouraging to them to see somebody who's maybe farther in the process than they are with the battle against breast cancer, and they can see that they will survive this disease.
Well, I know when we did it last year, you didn't know quite what to expect, but that part of it was just amazing.
Absolutely. It is very special, and we really honored some survivors on the stage last year, and I know one of them commented to me that it was so, I thanked her for coming and being a part of the day, and she said, this is the thanks for me. Just, she had never had that experience of being with people who know what she's going through, and that's really special.
Now, anybody out there can run.
Absolutely. Anybody and everybody.
Everybody, and you don't have to be a track star to be able to do that, because you mentioned there's a competitive, and what's the difference, and then we'll talk about a little bit what happens during that day, because it's more than just the race as well.
Absolutely. The competitive will be a timed event, so we encourage serious runners to come and be a part of it, and we will get you your time, and we'll be recognizing with medals the top 3 finishers in age groups. But we also have a non-competitive, and there we encourage you to dress up. You know, we want the site to be pink, and so wear what you want to wear to honor those breast cancer survivors. Create team t-shirts. You can form a team to be in the race and create a team t-shirt and with your name and your own special message to breast cancer patients, and so it's a really fun day. And then we also have Kids for the Cure, so we'll be having a 50-yard dash for the kids, and that will have a lot of fun activities in the Kids for the Cure area. It'll start at 8:30. The activities will begin, and their little dash I think is at 9:15, or no, maybe 9:30, but that morning, so it'll be really fun.
Well, I know it's exciting to be there. If somebody wants to participate, because I know there's some that walk, and you talk about dressing up, there were some just great costumes last year.
Absolutely.
How do they go about doing this? Because people may be tuning on going, how do I be a part of it? What's the best way to sign up and get registered, ready to go?
They can come to our website, which is www.komenkansas.org. Or they can call our office, 316-683-8510, and we can get you registered over the phone. They can also go here in Hayes to Kerner Chiropractic and fill out a form right there and register for the race.
Now, one of the things I know people talk about, this is a national race, but it started, and Wichita was one of the first. It started here in Hayes last year, but what does the money go to? Where does the money go that is raised by this event?
75% of the money that is raised stays right here in the 95 counties that we serve in Kansas, and it pays for mammograms for medically uninsured or underinsured women and men in the state. It pays for educational and community outreach events. The other remaining 25% goes straight into our national research program to find the cures.
Well, when you combine those things and put them together with research and mammograms here, I was looking through the number of mammograms that the Komen Cure Race for the Cure has provided in Kansas, it's an amazing number, frankly.
It's amazing, and the reason we give our screening money goes to the Early Detection Works program here in Kansas, and the thing that's really important about that is that if someone gets a mammogram through that program and then is diagnosed, their treatment is covered, because we don't want to tell someone, oh, you've got breast cancer, we're so sorry, and you don't have treatment. If you go through the Komen, the Early Detection Works program, then your treatment will be covered. We also fund a grant right here at Hayes Med for a patient navigator, which is really important, so that if someone is diagnosed, it can be overwhelming to hear that. You hear the cancer word and you think, what do I do now? Well, Hayes Med has a patient navigator that will come right up alongside you and help you with doctor's appointments that you need, and just kind of help you navigate that whole process of breast cancer. And Komen, the funds that are raised at this race will help to support that program.
You're right when you mention, though, somebody gets a diagnosis of any cancer, but breast cancer is obviously it's a female, but men also
Absolutely.
have breast cancer. But it's scary when that happens, and having somebody to help, say a navigator to help with that, means a lot.
Absolutely, and it can be overwhelming to think of all the decisions that need to be made and the appointments that you need to do, and so just having someone to come alongside you and help you through that is invaluable.
Now, the race is fun. I participated last year in the race. It's a fun race, and you promise a beautiful day that morning too. So
yes, we do.
You want to get signed up right now to get ready to go for that. You've been involved with this for a couple of years. How did you get started with the Komen Race for the Cure?
I started with Komen. My sister was diagnosed with breast cancer when she was 35, and she was actually told at that time she was too young to have breast cancer, and this was 25 years ago. And so when Komen came to Kansas, it was something that I wanted to be involved with. I lost my sister to breast cancer, and I don't want anyone else to go through that. And I really feel like with Komen and the money we've raised and the education that is out there, somebody else won't lose their battle in that same way.
Early detection is important,
Absolutely.
obviously. When you're going through that with your sister, that had to be a hard experience too, because there weren't some of the, I guess, cures, or at least the process
Right.
to do that there are now.
Absolutely. We've come so far. I often say to people, I'm convinced that if my sister were diagnosed today, she would be a survivor. And so I'm so grateful to Komen, to Nancy Brinker, who formed this organization, because she too had a sister who was diagnosed at 32. And Komen is founded on a promise Nancy Brinker made to her sister, that she would do everything in her power to end breast cancer forever. And that is why we do what we do. That's why the Race for the Cure is going to happen in Hayes.
Tell me a little bit about Susan Komen.
She was diagnosed at 32, and one of the stories that I just find amazing, when she was diagnosed, she lived in a small town in Illinois, and people would actually cross the street when they saw her coming because they were afraid they would catch breast cancer. That was how little was known about it when she fought her battle. And Nancy watched her go through the treatments that she did, and how different they were then to what they are now. And that's when she said, I'll do everything I can to make sure that no other women have to go through this. And women are still battling it, but we have made I like to say we've won a lot of battles, we just haven't won the war.
Well, one of the things in this race we'll talk about, and we'll have the ability to hear some of those stories.
Absolutely.
We're going to talk about some more of the events that are taking place during the race. It comes up on May 10th, and you promised a beautiful day.
Yes,
I've already
do.
done that. We're going to come back and talk about some of the specifics and follow up on that. Our guest is Lindsey Smith. She's Executive Director of the Komen Race for the Cure. That race is coming up soon. Stay tuned. We'll talk more about it.
Youthful body, tight tummy, smooth facial lines. Greystone Cosmetic and Reconstructive Surgery is here to help you achieve your goals and give yourself the new look you've always wanted. Greystone offers sophisticated surgical and non-surgical cosmetic procedures. With services now available locally, there's no need to wait any longer. Contact Greystone Cosmetic and Reconstructive Surgery at Hayes Medical Center today, or online at greystonecosmetic.hayesmed.com.
It's a beautiful day in our super high-speed internet great customer service neighborhood. Like you, this is where we live. In fact, our company is employee-owned, so it's our goal to improve the quality of life for everyone in our community by delivering faster, more reliable internet, clearer, more feature-laden phone service, quality TV channels, all with the level of customer service you'd expect from people who are your neighbors. Eagle Communications. Our community connected.
Welcome back to the second half of our forum here on Eagle Community Television. The forum is brought to you by Hayes Med. If you have any questions, comments, want to learn more about the Komen Race for the Cure, you can drop a note to me. I'll get it to Lindsey. It's gary.shorman@eaglecom.net. gary.shorman@eaglecom.net. You can also go online on Facebook under ECTV Forum. Link us up as your Facebook friend. Our guest, Lindsey Smith. She's the Executive Director of the Komen Race for the Cure for the state of Kansas. The race is coming up on May 10th, so it's right around the corner. You can register today by going to the website or going to some of the locations here in town. That location here in town is
Kerner Chiropractic and Physical Therapy.
And you can make a phone call, and if you make a phone call, you can sign up at what number?
At 316-683-8510.
Yeah, we were going to, before I do, is there a number? And Lindsey said, sure, there's a number, and I don't have it memorized yet. So one of the things that is out there, and you mentioned this, is there are different grantees that are in the community, and they support and are recipient of the funds, and then support the local breast cancer victims. And how do they display, and what will happen at the race?
I'm so excited because people that come to the race will be able to truly see where the money that we are raising is going. And we will have grantees set up in booths, and they'll tell you what they're doing with those funds. One of those is Hayes Med, as I said, but we've also got Junction City Health Department, Geary County Health Department, it will be here, I think, and some grantees from Ellis County that will really be here to talk about how grateful they are and how much they need those funds that Komen is able to grant. This year we just went through our granting cycle, and we granted $312,000 into the state of Kansas. And so it's programs like the Race for the Cure that are so critical to us in being able to achieve our mission.
Well, one of the other fun parts of the race, you can come out, you can do that, participate. What does it wrap up around noon that day? So it starts in the morning with the races, and then there's a kids race, just a lot of fun activities. But one of the best parts are some of the teams. And we saw that last year when there were teams that get together, they raise money, they contribute, and in turn just have a great team and fun experience.
Absolutely, and many of them will form a team in honor of someone or to memorialize someone, which is really fun, and how supported that breast cancer patient feels if she knows there's a whole team running or walking on her behalf. And we encourage them to either dress up for dress up in whatever they want to dress up in, make team t-shirts, and just come and have a great time. We also encourage tailgating. I mean, we want them to come. We'll have a team tailgate parking area that they can come and continue the party after the race ends if they'd like to, and or at least a place to meet, for their team to meet and really celebrate.
Now, this takes place down at the park in Hayes. It is just to the south of the Armory building, down by the swimming pool. So there's a lot of great area for kids to spread out and have a lot of fun. It turns into a fun morning party.
Absolutely, and we'll end the morning with a survivor celebration, which will be a survivor parade. And so we have the survivors all come back to where their breakfast was, and then they will parade out, and we'll have a very special ceremony honoring them.
You have a group, and Eagle's one of the sponsors of the event, but you have other companies. If somebody wants to sponsor, can they still be involved with the sponsorship?
They absolutely still can. If they would like to sponsor, they can call that number, 316-683-8510, and we would love to have more sponsors on site that day with a booth, with giving away things. Just makes the party better for everyone. Eagle Communications is a presenting sponsor, Hayes Med is a presenting sponsor, and we so appreciate the sponsorships that we have from local companies.
So that might be an idea too. The other thing is to find some people on your staff that would like to be involved and sponsor a team, and get a group of your employees together. I know we had a fun group. I don't know how fast they were, but they were a lot of fun in the race last year of putting that team together, and you could do that too with whoever it is you work with or work for.
Well, and we'll have a 1 mile family fun walk, and so that, if you don't want to do the 5K, come and do the 1 mile family fun walk, which is a really special fun time to get the kids involved and get everyone there.
Now, I can see somebody who they know a family member, maybe a parent, a grandparent, like you had a sister. I see why they would be involved. Why would someone that has no reason, no association with this, why would they be involved?
I would hope they would be involved, because actually the statistics are that 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. And so usually when I go and speak to a group, I say that, and I look around and say, tell me if you've been impacted by breast cancer. And almost everyone knows a family member, a friend, a coworker, someone. And every 69 seconds, someone is diagnosed with breast cancer. It's a big
That's reason to be there.
Yes, it is. The other thing that just came out, a study that Komen just did that showed that the drugs that we are working on with Komen research for breast cancer are being able to be used for other cancers. So they're finding that it'll work for prostate cancer or for lung cancer. So much of the research that's happening is going to help every form of cancer.
Talk about your board, because I know Mary Ann has been involved with part of this, but you have a great group of people that are teamed up to do this.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without the wonderful race committee that we have out here that's really the feet on the ground in Hayes making this happen. And they have been fabulous to work with and are working tirelessly to really make this a special, special day for everyone who comes. And we hope, I mean, last year we had almost 1,700 people, and we would love to have 2,000 this year. So,
well, let's get signed up, get some friends, line up, participate in the race. We were working on Brandon, who's running the camera here, to get him ready to race on May 10th. And the race starts at what time again?
The race starts at 8:15. Registration that morning. If they don't get signed up ahead of time, you can register that morning at 7:15. Registration will open. The 5Ks will start at 8:15. The 1 Mile Family Fun Walk will be at 9:15. The 50-yard dash, I think, is at 9. Or maybe at 9,
somewhere
I don't remember,
in there,
but yeah, the Survivor breakfast for a survivor and a guest will be at 8:30. It'll just be a really fun, special day.
And the website lists all this out
Absolutely, it gives us, and call our office or look at the website and it'll tell you kind of what's happening down at Hayes Municipal Park.
Lindsey Smith has been our guest. She's Executive Director of the Komen Race for the Cure, coming up May 10th. Hope you sign up, hope to see you there. I don't know if you can beat me or not, but we'll find out. We'll look for you on May 10th. Again, this is The Forum on Eagle Community Television. It's brought to you by Hayes Med. Thanks for watching.
Youthful body, tight tummy, smooth facial lines. Greystone Cosmetic and Reconstructive Surgery is here to help you achieve your goals and give yourself the new look you've always wanted. Greystone offers sophisticated surgical and non-surgical cosmetic procedures. With services now available locally, there's no need to wait any longer. Contact Greystone Cosmetic and Reconstructive Surgery at Hayes Medical Center today or online at greystonecosmetic.hayesmed.com.